For the first time in 3 days, the sun is out in South Jersey, but it is short-lived, and it comes with coastal flooding today as well. It's meteorologist Joe Martucci, and yes, we have that sunshine for today. It's a seasonable day with high temperatures in the low to even mid-50s inland. Along the immediate coast, Margate, Avalon, Long Beach Island will be in the upper 40s thanks to this onshore wind. And that onshore wind will bring coastal flooding through 9 a.m. on Friday morning. We have been plenty wet over the past couple of days. Since last Saturday, we've seen 2 to 4 inches of rain, locally 5 inches in the center part of Long Beach Island. And while it will be dry today, we're going to tack on some more rain as we go into the weekend. Let's take a look at our future cast. Intervals of clouds and sun for your Friday. Enjoy the sun because it's going away as we go into tonight and for the rest of the weekend as well, at least through early Sunday here. In terms of Saturday, we do have areas of drizzle developing Saturday morning, but in terms of actual rain that's falling on your head, that won't start until between 2 to 4 p.m. So we have the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Seaside Heights at noon, 1 o'clock in Atlantic City. The beginning of it looks fine, except for that drizzle, but then as we go later in the day, that's when that rain comes in. So that luck of the Irish, if it's there, it's small. We're going to need a little bit more to have a dry one as we go into our Saturday afternoon. Now, it will be a soaker for the evening, even thunderstorms possible at times because we do have some unstable air from the Gulf of Mexico working its way in. Rain gets out of here from 1 to 3 a.m. on Sunday. Then, as we go into the day, it's a mix of sun and clouds here on an increasingly windy day. Rainfall totals generally between a ½ inch to an inch. Typically, we would say not really going to have flooding issues with this, but because our ground is so saturated, I could see a few areas seeing water on them in terms of streams and creeks as a result of the rain. Now, we have that tidal flooding as well. It's minor stage, so it's nuisance flooding. It won't cause property damage, but some roads, probably the Black Horse Pike, for example, between AC and the mainland, will have a lane closed. And this is from the high tides this morning all the way until Sunday morning. Not every tide will have flooding, but somewhere at the Jersey Shore will flood during these high tides, especially on Saturday, where I do believe from Sandy Hook down to Cape May to Delaware Bay will have water overwashing from the bays. Now, let's take a look at what ship bottom looks like in minor flood stage. Not much in the way of flooding. Only those yellow areas see some water. Then we look at our forecast winds, and you see why we're seeing the flooding. Winds come from the northeast as we go into our Friday here. Then as we go into Saturday, it comes out of the southeast. Now, this is particularly harmful for coastal flooding because it's really just the back bays getting water from the ocean. It's just funneling right in. No land to block it, really. And they become increasingly strong as we go overnight. Sustained winds, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Higher gusts. Winds come out of the west-northwest on Sunday here, but they kick up as we go overnight. 20 to 30 miles an hour sustained at the shore. I could see a wind gust getting up to 50 miles an hour at the coast somewhere Sunday night into Monday. And inland gusts over 35 miles an hour too. It stays windy into Monday, and there will be a few power outages, I do believe. Should be isolated, but a few power outages and definitely lots of flying garbage cans as we go into Sunday night and into our Monday. So to recap our weekend storm, rain begins between 2 to 4 p.m. Saturday. It ends 1 to 3 a.m. on Sunday, and then power outages will be possible along with some downed tree branches Sunday evening into the day on Monday. Here's our weekend planner. Temperature seasonable around 50 degrees. Saturday, wet for the afternoon and evening. Sunday's a dry but increasingly windy day. Same story over at the shore as well. What I'll say about Sunday, too, is we probably peak around 50 degrees around noon, and then we tumble into the 40s as we go into the afternoon. Here's a look at our inland 7-day forecast. So, again, when we look at the weekend as a whole, it's a 50-50 weekend, Sunday the drier one. As we spring forward, temperatures don't spring forward, though. We actually take a step back on Monday. 45 degrees for our high. Wind chills probably at or below 32 degrees for the day. But then we kick it on up, and temperatures around 60 degrees for Tuesday through Thursday here. And it looks like winter will stay away, at least until St. Patrick's Day next weekend. Then we will likely see a cool down for probably the second half of the month. We'll talk more about that later. But if you want to check out more from what we're doing, you can go to PressiveAC.com.